Then we are going to go down to Blifffield Hall. Unfortunate, we will cheat because we will get in vans and minibuses. So we've worked it out. If you start walking now, by the time we've done our 2 dances and got down there, you'll get down there at the same time as what we will.
You're right, so this is the Staffordshire countryside. I can't remember the name of the hall. I think Blifffield it might be at the end of that road. But it's the Horn Dance Festival today anyway. One thing about them halls that always reminds me of the movie Kill List, you know, where the 2 assassins are tasked to go to a politician's house, and turns out they're doing some pagan festival, like not executing but sacrificing people. And obviously that's what these festivals are all about, aren't they? So it's like pagan sort of festivals. So it always makes me a bit edgy around them sort of places with them sort of people. They often give me the creeps. But I'm going to walk and talk anyway. A lot of lefties there, has to be said. Noticed a lot of Extinction Rebellion stickers, and you know, I've had 2 conversations with people that are cut short because they start talking about class, and you know, I suppose there's some truth in it, because you know what I've just said there about the upper class, and the, you know, they are a dodgy bunch after all. But yeah, as soon as I start fucking droning on about class, I know it's going to be the usual refugees welcome LGBTQ sort of people. So anyway, I thought I'd do this talk now rather than sort of along with the photos, because I've got some nice landscapes here to sidetrack you for me droning on about the usual stuff. So, but yeah, just while it's in my mind before I get it out there. Yep, just bagged myself some Staffordshire honey, local produce for a £5 as well, so not too bad. Beats funding Tesco or Asda or something like that, doesn't it? And just on the photography note, if you take a photo of that road there leading you down to Castle, it's called a leading line. I've already taken the photo, but one for you. And obviously the usual generic sort of lone tree in the field you can get there. It's actually a reservoir you're looking at there, so not normally a fan of reservoirs, it's like natural lakes I prefer. But yeah, there you go. Something I love about street photography and event photography and so on is just how you have to capture the moment. You know, there's all these people here sort of half an hour ago, and now it's just completely dead, deserted. Yeah, you just have to capture the moment, really. Just coming to the end of School Lane on my way back. And yeah, anyway, this red phone box and post box looks really good with the tree in the background, so well preserved that one. Hey! I just yours. You're right, all. So today I went over to Abbot's Bromley, which is in Staffordshire countryside, about 10 miles south of Uttoxeter. Excuse me, been a long day, and I've got a big drive ahead of me throughout the night to get back to Essex. But the event itself is about 1,000 years old apparently, and not to take anything away from the dancers, but I think they used to do it all on foot, and when I arrived this morning, turns out they're doing it on minibus. It doesn't bother me. I mean, that's, for whatever reason, that's what they decided to do. I think the event was to do with same as the Wicker Man movie, really, to do with fertility, harvest. You know, as we're coming to that time of year, it's quite interesting. 9/11 as well. I have to look into that date. You know, there must be some significance. Obviously, 22 years ago, what happened on this day, and also with like a pagan festival taking place today. Yeah, it's a good event. It made me chuckle when you look. There was a couple of Indians or something driving through the village, and it's just yet another strange, bizarre English culture custom. They must look at these events and think, what the bloody hell are that lot doing, and what's it all about? These men walking around with antlers on them, you know, walking in and out of each other, and the only thing that did tarnish today a little bit was there was, I'm not going to narrow it down. There was a woman there. She's quite distinctive in her accent, but there's a woman there, and she was sniggering at the like the upper class types, you know, in the hall. But it's called Bliffield Hall, and you know, I said, "Oh, what are you laughing at?" And she goes, "Oh, she was going on about the red trousers that they're wearing," and it actually made me laugh. I was like, "Yeah, fair point." But then she started going on about, oh, class, and the class system still exists, and I think my actual spontaneous reaction was when, oh, you know, like, just sick of hearing it, just have a day off, you know what I mean? And I knew as soon as she said that, she's got to be a refugees welcome LGBTQ plus type, and I just thought, I'm backing away from you, and I think she could tell that I was a bit kind of like, oh, give it a rest, because she tried to swing and turn the conversation around a bit, but by that time I just backed off and didn't want to hear it. I knew I've got nothing in common with her, so but yeah, I just thought, come on, you know, it's just it's like going to a Morris band dancing. There's lefties everywhere at Morris band dancing, but just, do you really need to bring politics and stuff into stuff like that? Can you not just enjoy the event? It's like going to a sporting event, like these, who is it, them Just Stop Oil clowns. You know, like, just fuck off, and, well, bore off, I think is the best way to put it. Just enjoy the event, and, you know, give it a rest for the day. But yeah, that's about it. On a side note, that's all of Staffordshire photographed now. I've been waiting for this event to kind of really bring it all to an end nicely. Who knows, maybe over Christmas I can still go down to Stafford or Lichfield, do the Christmas lights, you know, if I'm bored, because Derby to that area is not far away. But you know, I've done Alton Towers last October for Halloween. I've done Abbott's Bromley Festival, Uttoxeter. I've done it all. Stafford, Cannock, Bromley, right down to places like Kilnver and Wombourne. And that's before you mention all the West Midlands that I've done, like the areas like Dudley, and which were, I think, once upon a time part of Staffordshire. Yeah, and just to add in there as well, Staffordshire, a big fan of Staffordshire. The countryside's amazing. Especially like West Derbyshire, you know, you're around that border around Ireland, the Peak District. I find the people are very stoic, lovely people. Got nothing bad to say about them, but I've always found they're very stoic, particularly around the sort of Stoke-on-Trent area. It's quite a funny county because in the north, I suppose it's similar to Derbyshire really, but in the north of the county you got like the Stoke accent, which sounds a bit like Eddie Hall, who's not familiar with the accent. And then if you go down to the south, you've got like a Brummie accent. But yeah, it's the same with every county. You have that sort of mixture. But it's just more obvious, I think, in Staffordshire. That's it. Cheers.